What's up, Curtis? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go. What's jumping, King?
Ain't nothing. I'm just waiting on everybody to get in here.
Already. Yeah.
I ain't still up too far up. They just push me up anyway.
You get what?
Nothing. How's it going? How's it going?
Going good, man. How the holidays treating you, man?
I can't complain. Can't complain. Like you froze for a second.
Yeah, there we go. You eat good?
Huh? Yeah, definitely.
Already. Yeah, we threw down. My wife, man, she cooks. She does her thing. We threw down.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and had the original, the turkey, the grains, macaroni and cheese.
Exactly. Those are the main things. The turkey, the greens, the mac and cheese. Those are things those are ruiners right there. Like if somebody mess up on the turkey, the greens, and the macaroni and cheese, you can scratch the whole thing. You mess up on those three. You can mess up on anything else. You mess up on those three, you scratch it.
Yeah. Oh,
Some people say yams. I mean, everybody got there. But my top three would be turkey, greens, mac and cheese. Hmm.
yeah. I don't eat everybody's mac and cheese though.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
They say, who made the potato salad? Who made the potato salad?
You got something to say about the potato salad? Mm-mm. All right, just waiting on Miss Katrina. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
What's up, y'all? See y'all tuning in.
Ready for this ball?
Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm already gonna piece my fit together. I'm making sure my drip is, all the way dripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like, let your soul glow. You hear me?
I feel it. You know what I'm saying? That all white ball, right?
Hmm. I'm gonna create a nice brand for the joint. You know what I'm saying? Something white and crispy.
Mm.
Make sure I gotta holler at the team. Make sure anybody want to holler at me. To make sure I create some hats. If people are looking for some nice white hats, I gotta holler at everybody. Put their orders in.
Oh yeah. Because you do have them fly brims.
Hmm. Appreciate that. Can you see her? Can you see? Is she trying to get in or?
Yeah. I got her.
There she
Hi,
go. How you doing?
good. How are
Doing
you? Thank you
good.
guys for having me.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I want to thank everybody for joining on our next Inside Talk. Today, we have the pleasure of hosting a visionary worldwide filmmaker, distinguishing actor, director, filmmaker, and producer, Miss Katrina Celebrito.
Yeah,
Yeah.
close
Say the,
enough.
Is that right? Celebrio? Celebrio.
Cebreiro.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And
Mhm.
then our co-host, Mr. Marquise Burns.
Yes, yep. Co-host Marquis Burns. How y'all doing? Hmm.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Katrina. I'm based out here in Buena Park, which is close to Los Angeles, about like 30 miles out. People know the city probably from Knott's Berry Farm. But yeah, so if you've ever been to Knott's Berry Farm. And yeah, I'm a filmmaker. I'm an indie filmmaker. I work on set as a producer, production coordinator, and then I finance my films through working on set. So yeah, it's been working the indie filmmaking route as of now. It's been on strike, so hopefully the strike ends soon and we can all get back on set more.
Yeah, we saw that. When did that just ended, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to end, but now there's like a little bit of a discrepancy with like the contract regarding AI for SAG actors,
Hmm.
and their likeness. It's like I guess a little bit of a slippery slope for future technology, not protecting maybe actors in the future with AI technology, so they'll be able to use like their likeness and
Mm,
stuff without actually getting paid or just paid a lot. It just so it's like a little bit of a I guess like the wording and stuff is not as enforceable for actors, so might not be over yet. They
Yeah,
might deny the deal, the SAG actors, and then they would have to go back into negotiations, and you know how long those take. So
like the cooling down period and all that type of stuff. Like this is like month. This not weeks. This is like month long.
yeah,
Yeah.
goes on for months.
Mhm.
The strike's already been on for a while too. So over like 6 months, I want to say. Feels like
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, it's
Well,
crazy.
we're thrilled to have you, Miss Katrina, on Insight Talk. Um, I guess I open up the first question. Wanted to ask you, with your recent film, Inheriting the Hood, was about a young girl developing, trying to get introduced into the hood life with her traumatic incidents. What inspired you to tackle such a storyline?
Um, I think there's like a couple different inspirations that really inspired this story. Um, I love like playing with the idea that I think sometimes we always think the grass is greener. For these two characters, the main character who wants to become more hood like her cousin because she's tough, and she doesn't have that because she's from upper middle class. But the cousin's jealous of her as well because she has this structured family, she has money, and this girl had to live in survival mode. But she's gained toughness to able to defend herself, unlike her cousin. So I'm just playing with two different extremes. Um, and as we become as minorities, we become able to create more generational wealth for ourselves. There is maybe like families that are able to climb higher, and then there's still families that maybe decide to stay in this world because it's just all they know. So it's just like playing with those different aspects, and yeah, I just found it interesting to play
Yeah.
around with.
Yes, ma'am.
what message are you aiming to convey through this film?
I've kind of like the theme would be the grass isn't always greener. To kind of appreciate where you're coming from, because this upper middle class girl is trying to pretend like she's like from the hood, like for a brief moment, but she's not appreciating and looking at all the blessings that she does have. So it's like kind of taking a look at what you do have and finding the blessings within yourselves.
Mm,
Maybe she wasn't able to defend herself in that brief moment, but there's other things that are benefit her as well. So
Like that
yeah.
idea of trying to fit in, trying to, you want to be more in this thing, but it's like, look, this is what's been laid out for you. Like you don't have to be this. You don't have to practice in the mirror. But
Mhm.
that's the grass and the grass greener on the side. You want to be this, but like, do you really want to be this? Like, take the cards you dealt. You know?
Exactly. And then there was definitely like I grew up like middle class, like lower middle class, not upper, and when I went to I have this longtime friend, and she grew up probably even like I remember she would have more money than like even I had growing up. But now that we're older and stuff, she always like just like dresses and talks like she's from the hood, and it's just so I don't know, I feel like we all know that person, and it's like, girl, you're not even from there, but like what about that is so you know, where she fakes the funk, you know, like why does she feel like she needs to go all the way? Like we can all tell it's like a little bit of a front, but it's like what makes them admire that as opposed to just appreciating what you got and where you did come from, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found that interesting as well.
Your track film industry boasts several award-winning works such as Ghost, Boyfriend, and Federal Approval Parent. How do you how do you approach the storytelling?
Um, I sometimes I will write the story out, whatever form that it comes to me. Sometimes I just write it out, like just free verse on documents, and then kind of structure it into a script or structure it into like a bullet point outline. Depending, there's different outlines I like to use depending on what type of story it is. I feel like some outlines serve the genre of the story better than other outlines, and there's a ton of great outlines out there that kind of help you structure your story and then kind of find the story from there. And then I just write it, get notes, and then rewrite it. And feel like when I know, I guess as a writer, it's like always like, when is the story done? Is these notes valid, or am I denying these notes because I'm precious to this moment or to this or that? So it's like constantly like battling, you know, what feels innately right, or what's like battling my ego. You know, like I just like this moment in this script, so I'm fighting it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Trying to make it impactful because I mean, you've made acclaimed pieces, so I get that. So you're not talking about just your own notes, like as you're like switching the script or changing out dialogue. You're talking about like sharing with other people and they're giving you their intake on it.
Yeah, even my own notes. Yeah, I would say, what can I keep? What can I not keep? Getting other people's notes is really helpful as well, because then if you're getting the same note, then you can be reflective on like what is it that's really what's like anchoring this note in, like why do people keep saying this? You know, so it's something, even like somebody that doesn't know about story structure or writing, if they're giving the same note, it's even more valuable because then you can kind of get down to the meat of where the fix needs to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
respect. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
when you creating a film, can you take us through your process of getting the layout and coming up with the ideas?
Yeah, so I'll write a film and I'll write a few different scripts before I decide which one I want to produce and make into reality. And I'll give notes and kind of whichever one's bothering me more, where I'm like, I know this is like, you know, like I think about it every day. I'm like, okay, this is a story I need to tell then more recently than other stories I'll put on the back burner because I feel like if you forget about a story for a little bit, then it's not as putting a fire under you as opposed to those one stories where they keep like coming up to you during the day. So those are the ones I'll end up pursuing, and then I'll write the script, and sometimes I'll have to rewrite it according to the budget, and then I'll use usually my own money. I do have financiers that helped me out on this last film and helped me out in films as well, which is a blessing. And then I'll go into production or pre-production by myself usually. And then production, I hire a crew. I hire a good crew to help me through it. And then post-production, I edit as myself and get it out there myself as well. Do the whole
Yeah.
indie filmmaker route right there.
Yeah, we see your films have been recognized in esteemed film festivals like the official Latino Film Festival, the Catalina Film Festival. How do those experiences influence your creative process? Like, do each festival, does it change the creative process of trying to enter something into it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah, I would say it definitely helps influence it because I get feedback. We get to screen our films and we get an audience reaction, and then people will come up to me, and I feel like the films that do the best for me is for that I get a lot of good feedback is where it's like really like kind of like a fictional plot line or just kind of like out there plot line. I feel like I like grounded stories that are more like realistic or true to life kind of things. When I try to attempt that, those don't work for me. I feel like they work really good for other people, but for me, like some kind of like surrealism or some kind of um like just I don't know, just some kind of like very fictional idea tend to do better. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's where my mind thrives in creating as opposed to the other like realistic reality ones.
Respect. Okay.
Uh,
Well,
Having experience working with various productions and renowned studios, like Warner Brothers, have these experiences shaped your perspective and approach on the filmmaking?
Yeah, definitely, because I would be on set, and there's definitely a formulaic way that bigger budget sets go through production, and you just see as indie filmmakers where they can cut. It's just they go through that way because that's just what is, and they don't, try to find ways to do it different. It's just like, oh, we gotta get a close up here on her, a wide, a two shot
mm,
that's just like the formulaic way. You gotta get all these shots. But in indie filmmaking, we don't have the luxury of getting all those shots, because when you see the edit too, I'm like, they didn't even use all the shots. We took like half the day getting all these shots that we did not even use. They only use the close up, and if you know the story, you're only going to need the close up here, the close up there, and maybe a wide for the first intro. So you start learning like, oh wait, I can cut these corners because I don't have the luxury of taking this much time to shoot. I know the story is really dramatic in this moment, so I'm going to want some close-ups. Or it's a little bit more comedic, I'm going to want to pull away because the body language and farther away shots can lend to comedy, let the audience breathe a little bit more,
Mm.
mm-hmm.
as opposed to extreme close-ups. We're really in on the motion, so that tends to be a little bit more dramatic. So just things like that, you start picking up, like learning where you can cut and where you could do better in time-wise.
You're right. I never even thought about it like that. Like when you're sitting there watching a film, and just even when you think about the transitions, right, or the music, the how the beat is playing to grab your emotions.
Yeah,
But like you said, even the dynamics of how
yeah,
close, or I like how you said let the audience breathe, like so it
yeah.
gives you a little. Yeah, I never really thought about it. That's pretty dope. Hmm.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely like little tricks you can use. Like music is a manipulation, but it's a tool we use to create emotion and get the emotional reaction we want from the audience, but also angles. Like pulling away farther is, I don't know why, but it just lends to, it's like a psychology thing that I learned in
Hmm.
school. It's just like, I guess the audience breathes, or just the body language, but when we're really close, we're only focused on like their emotions.
Hmm.
Tends to be used more for dramatic purposes. That's why, like, comedy movies, you don't see like a ton of extreme close-ups, but that can be maybe some kind of reversal tool, I'm sure
And you
someone can find.
what you were saying, well, working with a renowned studio like Warner Brothers, you get more, you get a lot more takes, a lot more cuts, a lot more angles because of
Yeah.
the budget is larger. You
Yeah, they'll take all day to do like one scene and just get all these angles. When I'm on bigger productions,
Mm.
they get all these angles, but they don't use all these angles in the final edit. It's just kind of protocol to get all these angles. But as an indie filmmaker, you can learn like, oh wait, what angles do we really need? Because obviously we don't have the luxury of that much time.
yes, man. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, what advice would you give someone who is following in your footsteps, and or things that you wish you were told?
Yeah. I think I get a lot of I that with that question, I feel like a typical answer would be like, just get out there and do it. But that advice never served me. I would get out there and do it, and my project would come out really shitty, and I'd be like, why? Why is this so bad? And I feel like the answer that would have benefited me, and maybe some people need to just get out and do that. That answer might benefit them, but I think for some people, the more beneficial answer for me would have been like, really take time, sacrifice something to go get this done. So it's like, if it's sacrifice money, I'm not going to go out, for these weekends because I'm going to save up
Mhm.
money, because
How
we know
bad do
dreams
you really
are.
want it?
hmm I feel like if someone told me back then, oh, don't just go out there and do it, freaking take time, sacrifice, and get it right. I feel like when I started doing that that has served me a little bit better. So I'd say I would give that advice.
Well, congratulations on your recent independent TV series that's available on Prime and Tubi. Could you
Yes.
share some insight into the journey of bringing that project to life?
Yeah, that one's called Miscellanea, and you can find it on Prime Video, Tubi, and now available on YouTube. And there's 4 episodes out right now. I sold a script at the beginning of 2020, so I used like that money to just finance this TV series. Um, so I just financed like 4 episodes and finally got it out. It definitely took, it's already 2024, 4 years, which is crazy. Time goes by so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I got it out there, so I just would love for you guys to see it. It's really different episodes. Each episode is an contained story. It's an anthology series, so each episode is a different story, and it's 30 minutes a piece, and with a different story, different genre. So yeah, I'd love for you guys to check it out.
What was your inspiration for the series, and what is the what is this going to look like for the future endeavors for the within the industry with doing series like this?
Um, the inspiration was because I really wanted, the next step for an indie filmmaker would be to do like a feature film, but instead of a feature film, I feel like I wanted to do an indie TV series so I can do multiple stories. I feel like I have all these stories I want to tell, so I was able to tell it faster doing a contained 30-minute episode storyline, just because then I could tell more stories, because all we know
Mhm.
feature films can take years, like just as long as it took to take this TV series, and it's only one story. So with this TV series, I was able to tell a multitude of stories to get it out there.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then it's on YouTube, and it's doing really well actually on YouTube and on the streaming platforms. But surprisingly, it's doing better than I thought it would on YouTube. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm like, this makes me feel like I'm older. I'm like, dang, I didn't even really consider YouTube until recently. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is doing pretty good. No wonder why people put their stuff on there. It is really a good platform for creators.
Definitely,
Yes, ma'am.
definitely is a great platform. Um, do you have any future shows or things that you want to let people know about that's coming up?
Yeah, I just released the 4th episode, Inheriting Hood, on YouTube exclusively, so you can go see it now for free. Go show it love, comment, like, support. That all helps the algorithm, as we know, to get it out there. So yeah, go check that out.
You can find all this on your social media platform,
Yeah,
you have like a link tree.
yeah. I have a link tree, and you just open it up, and it'll have Inheriting Hood and miscellanea and stuff that you could click and go to.
Okay. Well, can you give us your uh drop that bomb, drop your credentials, well, not credentials, but your social media platform so everybody can follow you and know what to go to.
Yeah, you can follow me at miscellanea.tv, or my personal account, which I post some personal stuff, some filmmaking stuff. Master Contender with a 10 contender, and then yeah, you can follow me those 2 platforms on TikTok and YouTube.
Everybody nowadays, huh?
What'd you say?
Yeah. We definitely want to thank you for that insightful talk and the journey in your footsteps. Definitely a positive feedback as far as everything going on.
Mhm.
Um, definitely appreciate that talk.
Yep, follow her platforms, support her projects. Yeah, Mrs.
Thank you.
Katrina, Cebreiro, right?
Yep, perfect. Thank you guys
Yes,
so much
ma'am.
for having me. I appreciate the time that you guys took to just have me on this platform, and I appreciate you guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely want to thank you, and you guys keep tuning in. We got one more following up.
Yep, actor John Nicholson will be coming up next, so y'all stay tuned.
Go, John.
Mm. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.